Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Gambo here, and welcome to our first round of PvP in patch 6.0.2. We are right now on a PTR server. First of all, let's take a look on the equipment I'm wearing, and you surely already recognize that the stats have changed drastically. This is because of the item squish, so no more stats like in MOP on equipment or gems you've used or enchantments. But this is more than okay. You still will recognize it works, and this is the most important part. So these are the casual talents I'm using, and I decided to go for Unleashed Fury instead of using Elemental Blast because it works very, very well. And I also want to know for me, how well does Unleashed Fury works compared to Elemental Blast. These are the casual primal glyphs and lesser glyphs I'm using, and maybe you're asking yourself why I'm not using anymore or why don't use here Healing Storm, the major glyph. The reason is the glyph doesn't exist anymore in the game. Right now it's baseline, and this is an ability that every Enhancement Shaman has baseline, and this is a huge buff for us, which you will recognize later in a game. But let's take care of our first opponent. It's a healer. Healers are still tough to kill, hard to kill. No matter what you do or how you're doing, you see here we are trying to kill him with how many hunters we are? 2 hunters plus me as an Enhancement Shaman. And this guy is really tough, really hard to kill. And he vanished. So let's take care about this other healer. Well, it's like I said, healers are still hard to kill. And here you saw one of the bigger hit crits that I did with the Lightning Bolt, and it's impressive. Lightning Bolt is more... Right now it's far more serious compared to what it is in Mist of Pandaria. I mean, in Mist of Pandaria, yeah, the Lightning Bolt, it's not bad, but it's not like you will never ever hit with a Lightning Bolt as an Enhancement Shaman in Mist of Pandaria like you would do it with Elemental Blast. Yeah, and I also think that in Warlords of Draenor, Elemental Blast will be will hit far harder than Lightning Bolt it does. But I have to say that I am impressed in a positive way how hard Lightning Bolt strikes here. And you maybe already also recognize, or you maybe already know, that they also changed our mana regeneration, which is absolutely fantastic. I love the way it works right now. We don't need anymore to hit something in close combat or whatever. It's just passive, yeah. We get constantly our mana rack, and this is far more reliable for us, not only in PvP or in PvE. Most of the time it did not matter, but in PvP sometimes it was hard. It was also some kind of disadvantage we have to deal with, and yeah, it was hard, but this has changed, and this is something that is very important. Yeah, sooner or later you will recognize it. And also you'll see, right now I'm still a little bit confused, and I'm still not sure what should I use after getting the buff from Echo of Elements, because you already recognize that Echo of Elements doesn't copy anymore some of our abilities. It allows us to use some of our abilities, like for an Enhancement Shaman it is Storm Strike, Lava Lash or Fire Nova. When we get the buff from Echo of Elements, we are able to use one of these 3 abilities, Lava Lash, Storm Strike or Fire Nova, twice in a row. without getting the full cooldown on it. All we are getting from is just the basic global cooldown, so just a second. That's all we get from it, and it's really, it works really well, very, very hard. I'm not sure, and at this point I'm still struggling a little bit with what should I use when I do get the buff. Should I use twice in a row Storm Strike, which has a higher chance to give me some what is it called, Mealstone weapon stacks, or should I use Lava Lash for the harder or maybe more serious hard strike, hard hit, whatever, to just do more damage with one strike? But it's like I said, with Stone Strike you get the ability, and here it's a perfect example. Did you saw this? I was able to use not only Lava Lash twice in a row, but also Storm Strike twice in a row, and naturally it is so that when you get the buff and you will use Storm Strike twice, then you get the full cooldown on it. And when you do get during this time, or after using your second Storm Strike, you get another Echo of Elements buff. Then naturally you will use at this point, when it's just a single target, you will use twice in a row Lava Lash. But it's hard. I mean, first of all, take a look. I hit for over 10k with my Lightning Bolt, yeah, and this is a serious hit. It really is. It's at this point in the game, on level 90, hitting someone for, let's say, over 7,000 points of damage. It's serious. It really is serious. There are harder. I'm sure that there are classes with spells that do hit far harder than this, but for an Enhancement Shaman, from what I know until now, I have to say that a hit for 10k is damn serious. It really is. And the whole story about Echo of Elements, at this point I'm not sure what should I use to get the most benefit out of it. I mean, just for an example, I do believe that it's depending who are you fighting against. I mean, I think that when you do fight against a healer like I did, it would be far smarter and you would get far more benefit out of it when you would use twice in a row Lava Lash against the healer, just to deliver more damage to him and apply more stress on him, and maybe even to kill him, then to use, or instead of using twice in a row Storm Strike against him. In another way, when you do fight against a damage dealer, it can be better or smarter to use, when you do get the buff from Echo of Elements, to use Storm Strike twice in a row, because like I said, with Storm Strike, the chance to get 2 stacks of Mealstone weapon is naturally higher, because you strike twice with one attack instead of striking once with one attack. Yeah, so you have the higher chance to get with one attack more stacks of Mealstone weapon. And as you know, or like I said, right now the glyph, or the major glyph Healing Storm, is now baseline for every Enhancement Shaman. And you will recognize later in this game that just because of Echo of Elements, I've won a very intense fight. And I don't say about, I don't talk about where we were 3 versus 1 or something like this and beating the crap out of a guy. No, I'm talking here and now about a 1 versus 1, where Echo of Elements keep me alive. And this because of using Storm Strike instead of using Lava Lash, which allowed me to constantly keep up my Mealstone weapon and to heal myself. This has saved my ass, let's say it this way. It really did so. And yeah, like you'll see here, it also seems to be for me so that Warlords of Draenor PvP is not only far more satisfying to me, it feels also a little bit harder, I would say. It is not anymore as easy as it was just to overrun an opponent or your enemies with 3 or 4 guys attacking one target. I mean, still, when you do have to fight 3 opponents at once, you're in big trouble. You really are, yeah. And sooner or later you will die. I mean, when they don't get AFK or something like this, or have a disconnect, then sooner or later you die against them. But in a 1v1 situation, it's more difficult to kill your opponent, even when your opponent is just a noob or a beginner or whatever, or very inexperienced. It is far more difficult to kill him, because you don't do as much damage as you did, or as you were doing in Mist of Pandaria, and you have just to pay far, on my own opinion, you have just to pay far more attention to the single action, not only just to hit the one-shot macro and just blow your opponent away or with something like in a time of 5 to 6 seconds or whatever, which is, to be honest, it is annoying, because there is, for me, there is no joy about such a fight, yeah. And in Warlords of Draenor, for now and for here, what you can see, I mean, yes, we're level 90 and we're doing level 90 PvP, so there is still the question: how will be PvP when we are level 100 and get the new PvP stuff? Yeah, there's still this question open, and you'll see here and now I'm dying, but I'm not dying because my opponents were overpowered. I died because I did not pay any attention to my health bar, and because of that I died. So it's not like I get overpowered by some game mechanic. I died because it was a failure from me. But this is far more fair, or maybe it's harder, yeah, to deal with that, because I think right now, when you do die, you know, you will do so, or most of the time you'll do so because your opponent was better, or he played better. You did somewhere at the point you did, or somewhere on the way, you failed. And because of your failing, you die. So this is maybe, this will generate, maybe by some people, generate maybe a lot of hate and whining and whatever. But on my own opinion, this is far more not only enjoyable but also more satisfying to have such fights compared to like the fights were in Mist of Pandaria, where there was so much, some classes got so much CC and crazy one-shot macros. I mean, really, some of the macros were so crazy, and at some point it was just hilarious. I mean, even with some Enhancement Shaman, when I do think about the early beginning or second, third patch, whatever, where they also improved our damage for Storm Strike and Lava Lash, it was just hilarious. It really was, with Primal Elementalist and whatever, with the Primal Fire Elemental and Ascendant. Oh my god, the damage was so mind-blowing. Even when I do remember some of my videos I did where I do striking some of my opponents with over 200k of elemental blast. This is just ridiculous. I mean, it really is. It's like you strike your opponent once and he will lose more than 50% of his life. And this is, maybe it's not nice to watch, and when you do something like this the first 10-15 times, it's also satisfying. But at some point I got annoyed by it. It was just too easy, yeah. And in Warlords of Draenor, for me, the PvP seems to be harder. It's more like the classic PvP. It's not like you hit the button and you survive, or your opponent is die. It's not more this situation. It's especially in 1v1. The fights they do get really hard. And on this battleground, or in this battleground, in a few minutes or maybe in a few seconds, you will see such a fight where I do fighting against, I will fight against one opponent, 1v1. And it was not only tense, it was also very satisfying. And the most important part about it is that it was fun. It was really fun. Even even with dying, it would be hardcore. It was. You know what? I don't want to tell you what it was. The best way to deal with that is just get your own opinion on it when it will happen. So, and also maybe you recognize it. It takes far more time to win a battleground compared to Mist of Pandaria. Yeah, you don't get anymore as fast and as much points you did or you do in Mist of Pandaria. So also the battleground takes longer. And yeah, here is the fight. Me as an Enhancement Shaman versus a Feral Druid. And yeah, watch the damage and watch very carefully what will happen. So you'll see I do get hit for 2k, 3k, 6k, stuff like that, 4k, 6k, 6k again, 4k, and then 23k. This was hardcore. 23k. I did not even hit once for such an amount of damage in the whole battleground. Or during the whole battleground, I did not even hit once so hard. I think my hardest hit was something about 15k, maybe 16k, something like this. So you'll see, I am in trouble here, and the only reason why I am surviving is that I'm able to get really fast my stacks up of Millstone weapon, and this is the only reason I am surviving. I mean, yeah, still I'm using some of my defense cooldowns, like my Stone Bulwark Totem, my Spirit Wolves, also Shamanistic Rage. This is everything that but I need to use them to stay alive, because you'll see I am here right now. I am the guy who's dying. It's not the Feral Druid that's dying. I am dying, and during this fight, during this battleground where I was recording, I really thought, okay, here and now it's just game over for me. This guy will kill me. I really thought it's game over. This was not the smartest move I did, or not the smartest move I ever did. But yeah, it is what it is. We have to deal with that. And I already knew what's the plan of this guy. I knew he would get Berserker and then he will come back. So not the best start for me here. I could get my totems far sooner out. But you'll see I'm alive, and right now this guy is doing more damage, but he also gets more damage. So not bad at all, not bad at all. But you'll see right now I'm in the lead. Yeah, it looks far better for me than it looks for him. And because of Echo of Elements, using twice in a row Storm Strike, and look now, it looks like I'm dying. Yeah, I'm down to something about 15-20% of life. Really close. I need to start to get some heals out, and then booyah! 5 stacks of Mealstone weapon, instant heal, nearly full heal after one use of it, nearly full heal. And because, like I said, because of Echo of Elements, this is the only reason why I'm surviving. And here, Captain Shu tries to run away. So yeah, but not today, Sunshine. And then he decides to come back, and we will watch this whole fight once more, but a little bit slowed down, so don't get confused by it. And you'll see it was really tense fight, and we will watch it once more, a little bit slowed down, so that you can pay a little bit more attention to what happened during the fight. And I have to say, it's really a joy. I mean, I have watched this fight maybe 6 or 8 times until now, because of the commentary I'm doing for you, not only in German but also in Polish and in English. And I have to say, by watching this fight over and over again, it gets more and more satisfying for me. And I have to admit that my opponent was a hard one. He was really good, and I have to say, even when I would lose in the fight against him, it would be still satisfying, because it was a hard fight, something that I did expect. It was not like hit the button and 6 seconds later one of us has died. Yeah, which is not satisfying. This here, it's a very tense and hard fight, where it was really close. Sometimes it was really close for him, sometimes it was really close for me, where I was really close to die. And you'll see it's just Mealstone weapon that keeps me alive, because it provides me with the 100% enhanced speed of casting my self-heal. Yeah, for every stack you get 20% more haste, or more you cut down 20% of the time you would need normally. You would need to cast the self-heal. So for every stack 20%, this means with 5 stacks it's 100%, so it's an instant cast. And this is the only reason why I am surviving against this guy, because he is good, and he's also able, I'm not sure with what kind of ability he's using against me, or talent or skill, whatever, but he delivers harder hits than I'm delivering to him. I remember he hit me for something about 23k. I not even hit once so hard in the whole battleground. So, but like I said, Mealstone weapon and the fact that Healing Storm has become baseline for every Enhancement Shaman has kept me alive in this fight. And again, yeah, not the best decision. I don't know what I was thinking when I let him run away. Yeah, I was like, what I'm doing here. But anyway, again, throw some of my totems out, and I have to say, the totems, they do feel more reliable and more powerful. They did not change a lot, but they do feel more powerful to compare to what they felt or what they are feeling in Mist of Pandaria. And Mist of Pandaria sometimes it feels like they're useless, or I think sometimes they're just useless. So yeah, they are not really satisfying, or it's not really satisfying to use them. And you'll see, I was in elite, and then instantly he hit me once really hard, then uses some self-heal on him, and now he is in elite. I'm dying here, so I need to pull some self-heals to stay alive, to come back in the fight. And it's like don't allow yourself, don't give up, just stay in the fight, have the steam, have the longer brief, the second win against your opponent, and you will win. And this was such an intense fight, it really was. And here Captain Shu again, he decided, okay, screw that, I try to get out of it because this Enhancement Shaman is the big daddy and he's beating the crap out of me. And here, friendly enough, he decided, you know what, I screwed that, I will allow Captain Hero, the commander, to kill me because he deserved, he has deserved to kill me. So yeah, this was tense fight, really. It was a tense fight, and like I said, I think against the damage dealer, it's naturally depending on how good the damage dealer it is. But I think it's smarter to get your to get faster your Millstone weapon. So to use, when you get the buff, to use Storm Strike twice in a row instead of using Lava Lash twice in a row. I mean, it's like I said, it's naturally depending on who are you fighting against, yeah? Because then sooner and faster you get your Millstone weapon up, then easier it is to keep yourself alive against him, like I did against Captain Shu, the Feral Druid, who was so friendly and has this awesome fight against me, or the awesome duel against me, which was really nice, really tense. So yeah, against damage dealer, I think it's the better way to use Storm Strike twice in a row, just to make sure to get as soon as possible 5 stacks of Millstone weapon up. Instead of that, when you do have to fight against healer, I think it's the smarter way when you do fight them to use Lava Lash twice in a row, because this will just apply more damage to them. Yeah. So, and when you do get naturally, when you do get the buff and you use twice in a row Lava Lash against the healer, and then you will trigger the Echo of Elements buff again, then you will automatically use twice in a row Storm Strike, because in this time you cannot use a third time in a row Lava Lash. Yeah, you would need to wait, what is it right now, 10 seconds to use it against. So, and this would be a waste. Yeah, so yeah, when you do use one of the abilities twice and you get again the buff, use the other ability twice. Or maybe you should not forget there's still a third ability for Enhancement Shaman. It is Fire Nova. When there are enough targets, yeah, sure, why not use Fire Nova against them. Here 15k, nearly 16k, or let's say 15k for a Lightning Bolt. Really powerful, really powerful. I even think that this is the hardest hit I did in the whole battleground. And remember, the Feral Druid hits me, or has hit me for over 20k. So easy, 5k more damage that he did with some kind of ability to me. Really impressive. Next time, instead of using Unleash Fury, I will try to use Elemental Blast again. Just to get to know how strong that is, or how hits we are able to deliver with Elemental Blast right now. And here, yeah, it was just a matter of time until I died, because there were, I don't know, 4 of them, four against 1. So just a question of time until I die. And maybe you're asking or you're questioning yourself why I'm not using the fire, why I haven't used until now the fire elemental or the earth elemental. The answer is very simple, because I have no macros, not yet. So there is no one-shot macro like in MOP for me. And I also want to know how much damage can I do without the elemental, because I know the elemental is still very, very strong. So without using the elemental, I need to know how powerful or how strong we are as Enhancement Shaman. And as you'll see, we do, I would say we do pretty well. Our opponents, they do struggling against us. We are not the hard hitter. And remember yourself, also Ascendant has changed. The biggest change on it is when you do get into Ascendant form. When you do so in MOP, then all your attacks, especially your Storm Strike, in not only Storm Strike, but all your attacks you're doing in this form will benefit from your Enhancement Shaman ability, or Enhancement Shaman mastery. That means that in MOP, all the attacks you will do in Ascendant form will benefit from the mastery, so they will do increased pure elemental damage. In Warlords of Draenor, they ignore armor, but they don't benefit anymore from your Enhancement Shaman mastery. So they do ignore armor, but they don't get the increased damage for elemental attacks. This took a lot. This was long just to clear out what I mean. God, I'm so crap. And yeah, healers are still tough. They're still hard, really hard to kill. When you don't get a little bit lucky, don't get the right buffs and stuff like that. When you're not able to apply damage you'll need, they are hard. They are really hard to kill. And also keep in mind, don't when you maybe you're asking, maybe some people are asking your or maybe people think why he is not using what is it, Earthshock. The good question, simple answer. It's not more available to Enhancement Shaman. That's the reason why I'm not using Earthshock. Right now we have only available Flame Shock and Frost Shock. And here again I'm trying to kill him. Again, hit him for 15k. Not bad at all. But not good enough. Not good enough to kill this guy. So yeah, all I am able to do against him is just to keep the pressure up on him. Just try to apply as much damage and keep him busy as I can. And here you'll see this rogue is trying to kill me, and he did good damage, but it's not anymore as it is in Mist of Pandaria, when you have to fight against a rogue and oh my god, when they do a few hits to you or you get into the stun, it's like you're gone. Yeah, he will unleash the hell on you and you die. And also I have to say, rogues aren't anymore as impressive as they are in, or for now. This is the impression I get from now. Rogues aren't anymore as impressive as they are in Mists of Pandaria. For here and now. But remember yourself, we are level 90, this is level 90 PvP, so still the question open, how will it be when we hit level 100 and get our level 100 PvP gear. So yeah, we will see when we are level 100 and when we are doing some PvP on level 100. But for here and for now, we are shortly but surely coming, or let's say it this way, we're not only coming to the end of this game, we're also coming to the end of this video, and take a look on the damage. What do you think was number one? Naturally, it was Supergambo. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope you liked what you saw. If you did so, then show some love with the thumb up button. Also, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Until next time, here is Supergambo.